when 2015 dawned on January 1, many Nigerians had started to do the countdown to that day, the day where they exercise their right of choice, the day they decide who will run the affairs of the state called Nigeria. Now, it may not have happened yet, but they look forward to it with utmost enthusiasm. Good evening and welcome to Nigeria 2015. I am Neota Igbe. Now, the build-up was palpable. The airwaves were bombarded on a regular basis with solicitations for vote. And so while the less concerned were bothered about how they could express their love to particular individuals, some others were more concerned about showing their love for country on Valentine's Day through the casting of their vote. Well, the announcement by the INEC chairman sort of changed that, but was received with varying degrees of response across the country and beyond. So while the preparations are ongoing to ensure the elections hold as rescheduled, many continue to voice their opinions on the happenings in their environment. Now, joining us, our correspondent will tell us what is going on or what is the situation where they are.
Standing by to give you an update on critical happenings in Abuja.
Imani Joe Adinoye is my name, and I'm standing by in Calabar, the Cross River State capital, South Nigeria, to bring you updates on political happenings across Cross River States.
Now, while our correspondents talk to us from across the country, we do have one of our senior correspondents, Charles Eruka, who has been on the field, indeed, from January the 5th. He has visited various states across the country. He joins us now to bring us up to speed on the mood of the moment amongst the electorate. Hello, Charles.
Hello, Nota.
How has it been on the road? You've been on the road from January 5th.
Well, it's been interesting. It's been stressful, challenging, but also very, very enlightening too. But really, I've actually missed the work in the studio as well.
Indeed, indeed. It's good to have you here. Now, we look at shots of you across the country. That's you standing by the waterside. But tell us, what's the mood what's the mood of the people, of the electorate?
Well, I'll summarize everything in 3 words and in 3 different stages: enthusiasm, anxiety, and now suspense. Enthusiasm because when the polls were approaching, Nigerians all over the country were looking forward to these historic elections. Remember, since the return of democracy back in 1999, probably this is when you have elections where you have 2 almost equally matched political parties going to the polls. And so you probably have attention divided right down the middle, 50-50.
Even though there are about 11 other contestants.
Well, I mean, nobody's talking about the 11 others. People are talking about 2 political parties, except probably the followers of those 11 other political parties. But also remember, among those other 11 political parties, you have them adopting a candidate from one of the 2 major parties. So it was a lot of enthusiasm. And then, well, all of a sudden, we started getting feelers that the elections were going to be postponed. Then I was somewhere in the Niger Delta, and all day long, I got phone calls from all over asking me that have the elections been postponed. Well, I was wondering if I was the right person to answer that question because we're all waiting for the Independent National Electoral Commission to come up with something. But then it was that anxious mood until the bombshell dropped.
Okay, Charles, let's go. You were in the north, you were in the middle belt, you were in the south,
all
in the south, all over the country. Tell us, was there a change if you were to weigh or grade the level of enthusiasm amongst the electorate and indeed the politicians? Would you say it waned at certain regions of the country or the same thing across board?
Let's just say maybe in terms of the populations I saw at the campaigns. Now, let me make it clear that crowds at campaigns don't win elections anyway. But let's just say the crowds I witnessed further up north appeared to have demonstrated, more enthusiasm. Maybe in the south it was more like a cautious optimism, but probably up north the difference was that everybody threw away all inhibitions and came out en masse, sometimes staying for hours on end in the blistering sun, waiting for the candidate to arrive and tell them what he or she has in store for them.
Okay.
That's the difference.
And across board, across the political
Absolutely.
parties. All right, thank you so much, Charles. Our correspondent, Charles Aruka, who has been on the field since January the 5th, bringing us up to speed. Now, back to you. Our web team provides several platforms for you to air your views on the program. First, you can tweet at us using the hashtag Nigeria2015. You can also use the Twitter handles at the bottom of your screen. Tweet at Channels TV and at Neota Igwe. There you can tell us your views about the elections. If you have further comments or questions, do send us an email, nigeria2015@channelstv.com. You can also send us pictures or videos of events around you concerning the elections. Use our Eyewitness platform. Just download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows devices. Swipe and follow the instructions. There you can, before now, many have sent in pictures that have been used on the Eyewitness platform, but you can also send in yours. Let's know what's happening around you. Use the videos or use just still pictures and let us know what has been the situation where you are. But you see, before we go to our guests who will be joining us in the studio shortly, I'd like to again talk about the Eyewitness platform. If you have the Channels TV app on your phone, the Android, iOS, or Windows devices, just tap the application, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions, which are quite simple and straightforward, to share the pictures. Now, some have had happenings around them. Just share the pictures of what's happening around you so that we can know exactly what is going on where you are. Again, you have to turn on the location service on your device so that we will know exactly where you're mailing in from.